Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tarek Fattal, SoCal Prep Legends studio here in Monrovia. I'm here alongside Daily News All-Stars, Evan Barnes, Tony Ciniglio. We're going to talk football. We're just a week, maybe 10 days away. August 26th is when things get kicked off. And you know what? We're going to dive right in. We'll keep it broad to begin with, and then we might get into the sticky details as we move forward. But for right now, guys, so many teams, so much talent in your area. I think we got to start with the big dogs, in my opinion. Calabasas, Oaks, those are some of the bigger schools in your area. But let's start with Oaks. I heard you guys just talking off camera about them. What can we expect from Oaks Christian this year? Evan, you go ahead, and then Tony.
Oaks Christian, I mean, you're talking about a team that went 11-1 last year. They had a big resurgence. This year they have a lot of returning talent. Matt Corral, one of the top quarterbacks in the 2018 class as a junior. Bo Calvert, a linebacker who committed to USC. They're expecting a lot from him. Maybe the best tight end in the nation in Colby Parkinson, who's a Stanford commit, you'll be seeing him at the Army All-American game. But a lot of talent on that side. Jim Bankert, second year there. I think he's got a lot of young players who are ready to step up. They're familiar with him. They're ready to just get back to where they were. So Oaks Christian is going to be a very tough team this year.
I mean, they're a monster. There's no doubt about it. Bankert is one of the best coaches around. He gets his teams ready to play. He schemes very well. He makes the most of his personnel. I mean, the athletes there speak for themselves. I mean, they're going to do great things. And they're in the right division to make a run. They didn't get lumped in all the Division I schools, that Slaughterhouse division. They have a chance in Division II to do something, and it's going to be fun to see what they do with it.
Absolutely. When it comes to your coverage area, as I said earlier, so much talent. I was just speaking earlier with David Thorpe about his coverage area, and I said, hey, if anyone was ever in town from out of state and thought, hey, I really want to catch a high school football game tonight, not that anyone would say that, but if you had to direct them to a team or player that you feel is worth the price of admission, where would you send that person?
I would go Darnay Holmes at Calabasas, hands down. He scored touchdowns in the CIF final last year in 5 different ways in a CIF final. It's just bonkers. Woo. And he's one of those guys where if you look away from the field, you're going to miss something spectacular.
Evan, would you second that or maybe combat that with another name?
See, I was at that game where he scored 5 touchdowns, and it remains one of the best things I've seen in my career. Darnay is electric, exciting, intelligent. When you watch him play, you get a sense of watching a guy like, I know people compare him with a Dory Jackson type, but you can put him anywhere on the field. He even played running back last year in the postseason and did really well for them. So you have someone like Darnay, I mean, you got to see him before the year's up.
Darnay Holmes from Calabasas, you heard it. A senior and a very coveted recruit, and we'll find out where he goes, I'm sure, hopefully soon. In regards to storyline, you guys have been covering preps for a long time, and so when it comes to that, I'm sure there are aspects to a prep season that they come up and you think to yourself, okay, I want to see how that plays out. So what to you, and everyone will start with you first, what are some storylines, whether it be a transfer, a player, maybe a new hire? What are some things to you that you see maybe coming to fruition or maybe you hope to see come to fruition? A storyline that you are most intrigued about this coming football season?
Well, I'm intrigued by going back to Calabasas. I mean, we saw last year they had a lot of hype, a lot of attention. They won CIF. So the question now is, can they do it again? Mm-hmm. Can all those guys come back hungry, motivated, with some transfers? Can they win CIF one more time? Another team you want to look at maybe is Alamany. New coach in James Washington, who some of you may know from the Dallas Cowboys, won some Super Bowls there. He's taking over for Dean Harrington, who had a great run there. So yes. How is he going to keep that team together? How is he going to build that team and make them, continue the force they've been, even staying in Division I, as one of the few Mission League teams in our area still there? How will he, handle the challenge as a first-year head coach? So those are 2 of the storylines I'm looking at.
And the one I'm really excited about is how Brevin White transitions to Chaminade. He was a great quarterback at Alamany. I mean, they're great potential, great promise. And the fact that he's now in Ed Croson's system, it's a very different system. He's had to make a lot of adjustments to it. That should be very interesting on how it plays out. And Chaminade is as loaded as Oaks Christian and Calabasas, so don't count them out. And what's going to be fun is that he has to go back to Alemany this year.
Yeah.
And, well, you know what happened last year when the Alemany transfer went to Chaminade and girls basketball.
Oh, man. So we don't want to dive too much into that.
No.
Let's keep it football for right now. But I do remember that. Tony, Evan, we're going to shift gears here just a little bit just because I feel like the LA City section sometimes doesn't get as much love as it needs to. I did speak a little bit about Narbonne with David Thorpe from the Breeze, obviously a very good team. When it comes to city section football, there's a lot of schools in your area, Chatsworth, Birmingham, El Camino Real. Are those teams, give me a broad scope of what you expect out of the city section football. Let's just keep it simple.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a changing of the guard this year in the Valley.
Okay.
El Camino is the team to beat for our area. They have some incredible athletes. I was kind of dazzled at their practice. Liddell Atkins is legit. I think El Camino is going to have to fight off a very hungry Birmingham team that lost a lot of seniors, but I think it's going to come down to those two. Arleta's coming off this great semifinal run from last year. They lost a lot of people too, but they should be in the mix. But in terms of winning the city, that remains to be seen. But at least in terms of local area prestige, though, El Camino Real and Arleta should be.
Okay, when it comes to maybe one of the better positions in your area, I think we got to talk about running backs. I know Burroughs has Chance Bell, and Chaminade has TJ Pleasure, who's outstanding. So maybe you can add to that list. Maybe you can talk about those guys. Running back, best position in your area. Maybe a couple quarterbacks, but talk about the depth of the running back position in the daily news.
Our skill guys in our area are really good this
Okay.
year. Quarterback, receiver, running back. It should be fun to watch. The question's going to be with the lines. It's not as deep as other schools, so that's really the big question. But it's going to be fun watching some of these guys go off.
I'm excited to see the running backs. I mean, we often talk about this being a passing era with so many wide receivers, and the Valley's always had some really, really strong wide receivers. But running back, I mean, I want to see Chance Bell. I want to see, what he can do. San Diego State commit. I want to see TJ Pleasure, who is continuing to rack up the offers and just be an incredible player to watch.
Only a junior, right?
Only a junior, and he's incredible.
Right.
Bobby Cole at Sierra Kane. He had a
That's
2,000 yard rushing season for them last year. I mean, he's incredible to watch. So I think that, we love the passing game. We love seeing the quarterbacks and receivers, but don't forget about the guys who carry the ball, who wear teams down, and the lines in front of them that are going to be incredible. So I'm excited to see who's going to be carrying the rock the most.
Evan Barnes, Tony Ciniglio, Daily News, Prep Gurus. Thanks for coming into the studio today. Hope you guys enjoyed the digs a little bit of some helmets, a little bit of...
We got to get you guys some Valley helmets.
Yeah,
Can we get one in here at least?
Yeah, absolutely. Bring a Valley helmet next time you're in. Once again, I'm Tarek Fattal, SoCal Prep Legends, and have a good one. Enjoy the prep season. And be sure to follow these guys on Twitter as well for the latest Daily News prep coverage, scores, and updates in regards to breaking news. Thanks, guys, for watching.